Hey guys, hope you're having a good week. I'm just gonna quickly review last weekend's game. A lot of positives, but also some things I want to touch on. So the two main points we're gonna focus on, areas for improvement, would be Isaac's spatial awareness and also his decision-making skills. On the bright side, at the end, I'm also going to touch a bit on what he did well. His short passes were good, and also he was aggressive a lot of times, which was very good. In this first clip, just at the start of the game, immediately, similar to what we spoke about last week, starting a little bit too narrow as a left wide player. Would like him to see him occupying this space. This was right after the kickoff at the start of the match. I prefer to see him a bit more wide. So he got the ball, bit of miscommunication. So once again, if you can start here, that way you can have more options going forward instead of being so close towards the middle. This player obviously can be a bit further back, but also, like I said, we spoke about last week, Isaac's hips needs to be open, facing the opponent's half. Once again, we're going to take a look at this one more time. Right here, once again, his starting position. So the ball got turned over. We wanted Keenan won the ball in midfield. This good hips this time, but once again way too narrow. Congested space because of these two players. Like to see him a bit more wide. Because of his starting position, his options are limited. And so as soon as he received the ball, two players collapse on him and just limit his opportunities to play forward. Like him to be here, so he can either make this combination pass into his teammate or make a forward line pass into his center forward. Once again in this clip, as I mentioned earlier, starting a little bit, not a little bit actually, like I said, way too narrow. So he made a pass back into his midfield. As soon as that happens, he should be sprinting out here. He's just making the game so much smaller because of the starting position. I know he's right-footed, play on the left side, and I think that's a factor. And I'm beginning to think that the left wing position would not be an ideal spot for him moving forward, simply because of this is reoccurring a lot of times. Way too narrow because he's probably favoring his right foot, but he needs to be out here to spread the game when in possession. Once again, trying to play that right foot and forcing the play into the middle instead of going on the line with his left foot. You can see it again happening again. So the play is developing, and I can actually draw a line. This is the midfield line here. This is the midfield. Wide players should be out here. So once again, I really would like to see him a bit more wide instead of being so narrow. Xavier picked the ball up. He's looking for an option. This is a congested pass. Xavier, sorry, the other teammate decided to take a long range shot. So once again, just try to be wide. Be wide to provide an option for your teammate. Again, his natural instinct tends to be going into that central position. Like I said, it may be best that he plays right wing instead of left wing, because he's not having a huge impact as he could be. because of his starting position. So you try to run the middle. Xavier actually went wide and the play actually faded away. So nothing really came out of the play. So can he be wider? Can he occupy all the space? There's a lot of space out wide. Instead of running into 2 defenders or even 3, try to be a bit more wide. Spoke over this one last week. After controlling the ball in the midfield, his default, once again, default seems to be going in. Instead of going down the line, he decided to kick that ball across the field towards the middle. Even though his teammate made a good run, probably played back into his midfield, and then that player can spring it out wide for that player and make an overlap and run. But this pass, similar to last week, trying to make that switch field play, just didn't work out. Bit more aggressive on the ball on that one. Once again, go into the middle instead of going up the line. Can we occupy this space here? Once again, teammate made an excellent run overlap, but because of your hips, because of your starting position, you're limited. Big difference, like I mentioned earlier, big difference when he's playing the right side. Now he's in a better starting position. He's a lot more wide. He gives his teammates an option to pass the ball to him. Much, much better. Focus on this. We focus on the cross. We ask the question. In this point, as we touch on the decision-making topic, there are no players in the box. None of his teammates are in the box at this moment. So as he receives the ball, that ball needs to be at the very least played back towards the penalty spot in hopes that someone can run onto it. Ball was crossed way too close to the goalie and nothing came out of it. So it needs to be played back. Once again, it needs to be played back towards the penalty spot to give his teammates a chance to get on the end of it. As I mentioned, the short passes were good. Aggression at times was very good as well. Good short passes, quick and decisive movement. Once again, short passes. Good. Good entry pass into his teammate's stride. Very good passing. Good aggression on display, making it difficult. Competing, forcing the turnover. That was very good. Once again, out-muscling 2 defenders. This one could have been better. After winning the ball, making sure that, put back here. After you won the ball, good. Trying to decide what the options are. Instead of playing that ball in behind his teammate, that player really wants that ball played here into their stride, not into their feet, because they're moving forward into the space. Good short pass. It actually almost got on the end of it. That was a very good run as well. Good. Like I said, once again, short passes were good. This link up play with Keenan in this case, very good passing. Overall, not too bad. Progress, as we mentioned, those two main points. Having a better sense of the space and positioning, and also the choices on the ball. Good passes at the end, and this game the aggression was indeed better. Very good.